Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing another pregnancy update. I'm going to be updating you guys on my 38th week of pregnancy, which means that today I am 39 weeks, and that also means that I am full term. Yay! Yeah, she's still in there. I feel like she's just getting really comfortable right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys about my doctor's appointment. I have doctor's appointments every week now. I had my doctor's appointment with my doctor, blood pressure and everything was good. I lost 1 pound, I believe. I think I was 135 at my previous appointment, and then I was 134 at this one. At this time, I have gained 24 or 25 pounds throughout this whole pregnancy. So everything was good at the doctor's appointment. I did end up getting checked. I know in my last video, I said that, sorry, I'm like having a Braxton Hicks contraction. It doesn't hurt or anything, but my stomach is just really tight. I was considering not getting checked anymore until I was actually in labor and stuff. I gave in because I was just really curious. The main reason why I didn't want to do it is because I didn't want to get my hopes up or be disappointed or anything. But I did get my cervix checked. I actually didn't bleed until I got home. I had a little bit of spotting, but it didn't last nearly as long as it did the previous time. So I don't know if maybe because it's happening once a week now, I'm getting used to it. And she told me that she would consider me a fingertip dilated, which is technically like a ½ centimeter, so barely anything at all. I think she could probably tell that I was a little bit disappointed because, I don't know, I just felt like more should be happening. So it was a little bit disappointing. It was kind of frustrating. There's still some time for things to change, and things can change really quickly. She said she could still feel her head, so she is still head down. So she did end up talking to me a little bit about what they do or what they like to do as far as induction and stuff like that. They wouldn't want to induce me at 39 weeks, so this week, because the chances of me having a C-section would be higher, just because I think because it was more likely for my cervix to not be as dilated rather than waiting a little bit longer. So the longest they will wait is 41 weeks. I have until 41 weeks to get this baby out, and I'm pretty sure she didn't say exactly when, as far as time frame they would decide to do an induction. My cervix is just not favorable right now. So that was the doctor's appointment. As far as how the week went, I guess I'll kind of address this whole situation. It didn't really get that bad until today, and I think that's because I think it might have rained last night. Allergy season is upon us, and I think too, a lot of times when you get closer to delivering and stuff, you will kind of get all mucusy and stuff. So I found that I've been coughing a lot and just had a lot of mucus going on. I have been pooping a lot. I said this in my last video, but I can't even explain to you how much I've been pooping. There was a day where I literally pooped 3 or 4 times. It's so uncomfortable to poop. If you've ever been pregnant and you are towards the end and you have to have a bowel movement, it's just so uncomfortable because the baby's so low, and I can feel her sitting on my colon or something. It just makes it so much more difficult. Someone commented on one of my videos about the creases on my neck. I feel like this is such a stupid thing to even bring up, but it's weird because I never noticed it before until someone pointed it out, and it wasn't in a rude way or anything. And they asked if it was had to do with pregnancy and stuff, and I was looking back at pictures and videos and stuff. I mean, everybody most people have rings around their neck just from creasing and stuff like that, but I definitely do think that pregnancy has made it a lot darker. Sometime last week I decided to shave my legs, which was an experience, let me just say, and I noticed that I had lines up the back of my legs. They're perfectly symmetrical on both legs. They just go up the backs of my legs like I'm wearing old school tights. It's really strange. It looks like half my leg was tanned and then the other half just wasn't. I feel like I've had every weird pregnancy side effect. I have also been craving olives a ton. It's weird because it's like I had like a lot of cravings, and like my sense of smell was really, really intense like in my first trimester, and now it's kind of come back and I can smell everything, which is really bad, especially when I have to do laundry because I literally want to vomit. As far as like cravings and stuff, I haven't really been craving anything like too weird, but one thing that yesterday I told Chris that I wanted, he was like, okay, that's a weird pregnancy craving. I told him that I wanted fries from Sonic, Vienna sausages, and olives. Which, I mean, if you think about it, it's not that weird of a combination. Maybe that's just my pregnancy brain trying to justify the fact that I've really been wanting like pickles and olives and like little, what are they called? Gherkin? Like sweet pickles and olives and pepperoni and cheese on crackers. Good. I've been eating a lot of olives. I eat like 6 olives a day. As far as like mentally and stuff, I have noticed that, especially last week, like I would always be like in a really good mood at the beginning of the day, and I would be like acting normal and crazy and stuff like that. Once it got a little bit later, I would start getting kind of down because I think I would start thinking about just how much I want her to be here. And I think in turn that kind of related to the fact that I follow so many moms on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and stuff, and so many people have already had their babies, and so many people are still having their babies, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, when am I gonna get my baby? And I feel like Chris, he says that he feels the same way, and we just kind of sit there on weekends. There's usually like a time where we're just sitting there and we're just like, he'll be staring at my belly, just being like, okay, you can come out anytime. Like, this will be a great time. We really want you here. Now it just feels like the longest waiting game in the entire world. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty difficult, especially since I have been seeing other moms having their babies and stuff. And it's really weird because I'm not like a jealous person. I've never been like that. It was the first time, like last week, I was looking at like a video of someone giving birth, and I was just like, I felt extremely envious. Taking it day by day because it just feels like the longest process in the entire world, but I know she'll be here soon. She'll be here when she's ready, and I just need to be patient. I kind of want to get a little bit into things that we've been trying as far as like natural induction. I did kind of talk about it in my last pregnancy update, but I have been eating pineapple, which is not like an absurd amount every day, but I have been like just eating more than I was previously because I didn't want to go into preterm labor or anything. I made some like little date balls, which were so good. Like they were absolutely delicious. Have been walking a lot. That's been like one of the main things that I've been doing, is walking a ton, which has actually been making me feel pretty great as far as like aches and pains and stuff like that. More recently, I've been getting these like random bursts of energy. Like today, I feel really energized. It's really weird. It's kind of freaking me out, but I'm not complaining. I did talk about sexy time last week. I've heard a lot of people that works for them, so you know, and I don't know why I'm so awkward. So we did that, and it actually, I believe, put me into pre-labor or like early labor. I wouldn't say that it's false labor because it was legitimately labor, but the thing is that my contractions weren't consistent enough for me to actually consider it labor. So basically what happened was I started having contractions at 7:30. They lasted up until like 1:30 in the morning. So I waited that whole time, just kind of, I was timing them the whole time, and they were really painful. Like I said in my last video, they weren't the most painful things that I ever felt in my entire life. Like I can't say that it was the most painful thing that I've ever felt. So it was just like that peak in the middle that really hurt really bad. And then after that, it was just kind of like, okay, I can actually deal with this. Basically, they were like from 2 to 8 minutes apart, roughly. It's really hard for me to want to convince myself to go to the hospital because I didn't want to go there and them tell me I wasn't dilated and just be sent home. It wasn't going away. That's how I know that it was real, because No matter what position I was in, I tried walking around the apartment, I tried sitting on the yoga ball. I literally tried everything. And there was no position that gave me any kind of relief whatsoever. I was still having contractions at around like 1:15 to 1:30. So I told Chris, okay, I'm going to pack up the rest of my stuff. I'm just gonna walk around a little bit, sit down on the yoga balls, see how I feel, make sure they're still consistent, and then if they are, then we'll go. Okay, I packed everything up, I sat down on the yoga ball, they started slowing down. For 6 hours, I was having consistent contractions, and then I sit down and they're gone. I was so tired by then. I was just like, forget this. This is ridiculous. And then on Saturday, I did have contractions a little bit later in that day. And then Sunday, I didn't have any at all. So every time I would have a contraction though, I felt like her head was sinking down. So I definitely think that she's getting ready. I really hope that helped, I don't know, dilate my cervix or efface me a little bit. Do something, because those 6 hours were very painful. We're just gonna see what happens this week. Chris has his money on her coming this week, so we'll see. I don't know. Just gonna continue doing what I'm doing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of it down below. And Luna will be here soon. I get so excited when I see other people getting excited about her coming soon, so she'll be here very soon. I will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, I love you. Bye.